Hope you're all doing all right. And I'm here at a semi-regular time that I usually appear in the semi-regular place that I usually park up. And let's see who we've got, shall we, in the chat? We've got a fair bit of it. Tanner Family Memories, good to see you. At last, advance warning, my plea must have worked. Well, Alan, when you shout at me, it does seem to work. Hope to see you all at 8:35. Well, I thought I'd come on early just for you. Hit the like button on the way in, please. Very good, thank you. Alan Edge, good to see you. Yes, there's no Drew Peacocks this evening. There might be some Wayne Kerrs or anything like that, but never you mind. Hello, all ready and waiting. That's Anna Perkins. Good to see you. Bloodnose, good to see you. All right, you lot. That's Cosmic Warto. Good to see you as well. What else we got here? Yeah, Trevor Fuller, hello to you. Good to see you in the chat. Anna, Bloodnose. Who's that? Tommy? Hey, with the old sunglasses emojis. I like that. Good to see you as well. Hi, Andy. What was that bump all about at Heathrow yesterday? Somebody, as we were talking, I actually saw them out the corner of my eye. They reverse parked in behind me, and I think there was a slight bumper touch. I'm just going to clean the lens a minute. Give me a second. That's a bit better. There was a slight bumper touch, but I jumped out and had a look, and there was nothing there. So all good. Hello, Sharon Shooter, Chrissy Williams as well. You're all in the chat. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm off to Gatwick again tomorrow, 5 o'clock in the morning. And I got to look at the South Terminal earlier. First time I've been in there in a couple of years. And it's not really changed much. Everything was still in the place it used to be. So at least they got that opening again. But I noticed pre-pandemic, all of the EasyJet stuff was over at the North Terminal, but they seem to be splitting it in between the two again, like they did back in the old days. Who we got here? Is that Tiny A, Linny A? I couldn't quite see that, but or Erie A. Yes, hello. Bloodnose, 6-hour wait at airports. What do you do with all that waiting? Well, I go and eat something. I have a drive around, and there's a couple of places I can sit and do some video recording. And it was good to do some today. I've avoided the video recording for the last week or two because everything that was going on, I didn't want to do too much too soon. But I've had my little technical man in the background having a go at me and saying, you need to put more on, sir. You need to put more on, sir. So I thought, well, I better put more on, sir. So there you go. That's quite a reasonable capacity's worth of stuff today. Andy, Boris wanted to dress up as Action Man visit, but was told they only got up to 3 XXX. I'll talk about that in a minute. I will talk about that in a minute. Factual Breakdown. Hello, good to see you with your eyes peeled. I just noticed a slight anomaly, so I'm assuming you saw something that I didn't. Alan Edge. Hi, Shaz. William, good to see you from Newmarket. Angie Etheridge is in the chat as well. Good to see you. You're back in full voice at last and hopefully full-bodied. I am totally full-bodied. Anna Perkins, I can assure you of that one. The camera never lies. Well, maybe from this upwards, but never you mind. Hello, Andy from Trevor in Norwich. Hello to you. Hi, Mum. Good to see you. And all of my regular people are jumping in here, and it's wonderful. I'll try and do 8:30 when I can, but I completely messed up yesterday. I suddenly realised when I was at Heathrow that by the time I got back, it would be completely unviable for me to do anything about it. I'm going to have to pop out just a second, people. Give me a second. Yeah, I can't read talk. I'll give you a buzz back. I can't do it personally because I'm taking 6 to the airport that morning. But if you want it done, I can source another driver for I'll call you probably tomorrow now. All right. See ya. What is it with customers? I sit here doing a live stream and they come and hijack. But that's all right. I'm back now. Where we got to? Andy, what's your favourite song? I've got all sorts of favourite songs, really. It's from different genres. I like a hell of a lot of 80s stuff and a fair bit of 60s stuff. I don't really have anything specific in mind. I'm pretty much open book as far as music goes. But anything with a decent rhythm. Hi, Jean. Everyone's saying hello to my mum. Come on, folks, gossip. Exactly. Alan Edge, that's exactly what it was. I've got a customer whose son and daughter live just down the road from me, and one of them needs a lift to the airport. And they just see me sitting in my car and come and spoke to me. And I just waved at you guys and said, I can't do anything now. I'll call you probably tomorrow. But we will see. Where are we? Cove Lord John Kent, where are you? I missed you. Where are you? You must be in there somewhere. Diane Powell, good to see you. I'm not too bad, actually. Pretty safe and well. Sorry, Andy, it's all part of live streaming. Yes, it is. I better try and hide around the corner in my cab so nobody finds me, I suppose. That'd be the thing. I don't know. Bob Davey, hello to you. Everyone's saying hello to my mum. Early and the notification worked for the first time. Haha, that's Keith James. How do, Andy? #1 fan, good to see you. What else we got here? We got all the regulars. Hiya, Bridget. I love 80s, 70s and 90s music. There's a hell of a lot of good stuff in the 80s. That's probably my favourite out of all of them. My wife is a bit of a Stock Aitken and Waterman fan. She loves all their stuff, and I can come home sometimes and it's blaring out loud. But there you go. Yeah, I wanted to. Somebody mentioned something about Boris earlier, and I wanted to make an observation. Now, we have to be very careful here what we say and do about the and voicing an opinion that goes against the narrative. But I'm very curious, right? Hear me out on this one. I sign up to the mailing list of the Conservative Party just to see what they're up to and see if I can, pull any stories or anything like that out of it. Today I got an email drop in my inbox, which apparently is from Boris Johnson, which of course is complete bullshit. It's not from Boris Johnson. It's from some technical technobabble thing on their mailing list. And it said he wanted to update us about his recent trip to Ukraine. I thought, okay, so I read it. And what happened was he boasted about how many big, powerful weapons he was going to send their way and how much more money he was going to send their way. Okay, so millions of pounds worth of British taxpayers' money we don't have a say in, and off it goes. Okay, people are in need. I'll give it that. But attached to this was a picture. A picture. And I looked at it and I thought, this doesn't make any sense to me. It was a street, apparently in Kiev, or Kiev, however you want to say it. You had Zelensky and you had Boris walking down the street. Neither of them had any body armour on or any kind of protective clothing whatsoever. In fact, Boris, the way he was dressed, looked like he was walking down the street in London. There was a couple of strategically placed people either side with what looked like automatic weapons, and it generally didn't look like a war zone. I just looked at that picture and I thought, what the fuck is going on here? Yes, there is a conflict. Yes, there is a a big problem. But it was just an isolated moment in time. I looked and I thought, something doesn't add up here. Something doesn't add up. And I will watch this now and watch this very closely. It's Boris walking down the street in a suit in the middle of a war zone. What if there was a sniper had sneaked in? Zelensky as well. They'd both be dead right now. So how could they comfortably enough feel that they could walk down that street without any fear of any consequences? Doesn't add up, does it? And also the surroundings where they were, apart from a little collection of sandbags, it didn't look like it had been hit by anything of any sort. Now, I know that we had the media narrative that Kiev was surrounded. Surely there's long-range stuff that can be thrown at it. Or is it in effect that everything is going on to the east of the country, maybe, and the south? It just doesn't... Something smells, really. That's what I'm trying to say. Something smells very deeply like horse manure. And we will see what goes on. But in any event, it's a very good distraction, isn't it? Meanwhile, in other news, we look to London and we see that Dishy Richie has moved out of his flat of grace and favour, and he's not very happy with somebody leaking information about his personal tax affairs to the media, his green card, his wife's non-dom status, and even Savage Jabbit has come out and said, yes, I was non-dom before I got into politics. Is he still non-dom? Who knows? It's all fooling around. Really? Crazy world. My uncle has just farted. Hello, Uncle Gary. Thank you for sharing that with us. No doubt loud and proud as always. Julie Keys was thinking the same as me. The Russians aren't that near to the centre of Kiev. Yes, John H. It just was a bit of a risque thing, really. I thought. What's Alan Edge said? I've just seen someone say, Alan, ha. Things may not be as they appear. Exactly, factual breakdown. That's the point I was making. No flat jacket big enough for Boris. He needs a straight jacket. Yes, I love it. Not even the Pope goes out without armour. Photo shot. Exactly. Boom. Exactly right. A couple of people are talking about the cost of living as well, and I saw an interesting article with Martin Lewis claiming that he feels that civil unrest isn't far away, because if people can't afford to heat themselves and their loved ones and put food on the table, they're all going to kick off, and something needs to give. I've never heard him say that. Well, we'll have to see what goes on, but it's becoming very difficult out there, I think. Factual breakdown. There's one thing you'll get to learn about my dear Uncle Gary. He's always full of TMI, amongst other things. Depends what you had for dinner, actually, but we won't go there. Right, folks, this is a daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Good to see everybody. Apologies for the cock up yesterday, where I didn't know where I was coming or going or sideways, so I thought I'd better do a quick impromptu live stream from the side road at Heathrow Airport, so I could at least have a chat with you all. If you haven't done so already, please hit the thumbs up button on the live stream, and that'll help the algorithm and the channel. We need to get the old momentum going a little bit again. It's dropping slightly, but that's all down to me, where I've been a bit Tom Mick the last couple of weeks, but we can deal with that. If you're new to the channel as well, please consider subscribing, and let's get those numbers boosted up. And there are other places and other ways you can support the channel as well, which you'll find in the description underneath this live stream and all the other videos. I managed to put out 5 videos today, so try and get those numbers back up again. So it's all good. Right, back to the chat. Let's see what people have to say. Is Boris going to be kidnapped? Yeah, that'd be a thing, wouldn't it? But he's out of there and back here now, I think. No, we're not. A friend of mine got a family in Ukraine. Said it's all propaganda. Yeah, I mean, what you got to think, he's an actor, isn't he? Mr. Z. And he's probably very skilled at giving impressions about certain things. Someone yesterday at President Trump's rally here in NC called Fojo an incontinent, I can't even say that, an incontinent, incompetent imposter in the White House. Yes, very good. Nicola Sturgeon probably criticised Johnson and Zelensky for not wearing masks. Probably. God, don't. Mike Alligators, hello to you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm pretty much back to normal now. Hello, Rafi. See you in the chat. Good to see you there. Anybody see Penny Bunny's live stream last night, stroke this morning? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't even know there was such a thing, to be honest. Wish I had it. Someone with credit. I may have paid attention. Gary Moore, evening to you. Good to see you. Andy, the media are reporting on many delays at airports. Have you witnessed the delays? Not so much delays, Kim, but more rearrangements. I've had this happen at least half a dozen times over the last week. And to a small airport firm like myself, it causes major problems. One of the things that happened today, I took 6 people to Gatwick this morning, yeah, and I got a message from them last night saying that their flight had been changed, their return flight, to a day earlier. That presented a bit of a problem. I couldn't get them home. And I told them that last night and gave them a list of other companies that I work with and told them to keep me posted, as in if anything untoward happens. But as it happens, one of my other colleagues can get them home. It was more difficult because there were 6 of them rather than just a standard carload. But we managed to get it. Now, there was another guy today who was due to come back yesterday and ended up getting bounced to today. And then there was another lady that was supposed to come back yesterday and got bounced to today as well. It's nuts. Hang on a minute. Where are we? Shut that door. Yay, there we go. Hello, Tony from Hawley. I spent a lot of time around your area today, I tell you. Andy Cleavers is a Penny fan. Okay. Right. John Harris, do you think India and Pakistan will go to war? I don't know enough about that to say so, but very, very worrying if I did, no doubt. Old Imran Khan's been booted out, hasn't he? I read as well. Vote of no confidence, was it? Mike Wooten, good to see you. Even if Boris was really there, it shows a total double standard. We've been struggling to get fuel to go to work, and he wastes that much fuel for a chit-chat. Have they not heard of Zoom? Exactly. Nightbot has just deleted something for spam. I don't know what that's about, but never you mind. Hello, Nigel the handyman. Good to see you. Godfrey from Dad's Army says, I don't like the black thumbs up symbol. It looks rather dirty. I don't like that kind of thing. I didn't know Wishy-Washy and his billionaire wife lived in Downing Street. I thought they lived in a £10 million mansion. Yeah, I think with all these ministerial positions like Prime Minister and all that, they got the flats upstairs, haven't they? No, I think they move into them. I assume the Prime Minister lived above number 10 and Rishi above number 11, but I think it's the other way around this time. I'm sure it was. I may well be wrong, but we will see. I had a visitor 2 weeks ago, and his flight had been changed 4 times to Belfast via BA. One change even changed the airport, and his car was at the other airport. I've had that happen before. Right, utter nuisance. Uh, Hope you're well, Nigel the handyman. Yeah, Nightbot is back. I have no idea what set him off, but never you mind about that. Factual breakdown. Yeah, very mellow here. I thought Wishy Washy had a mansion in the New Forest area. Yeah, I thought he did with the extension going on it and all the rest of it. I thought he did as well. Hi, Nightbot. Yeah, let's treat Nightbot like something. Alan Edge, you know when you've been tangoed. Yes, I remember that. The big orange thing. Andy, will you be selling T-shirts for the summertime? I've got tops on my store, but I can't remember whether they're T-shirts or not. I'll have to have a look at that. We'll have to come up with a. Yeah, there you go. Factual breakdown. I have an Andy T-shirt in black. We'll have to make white ones, or come up with a white slogan that says Andy's Army or something, and I'll bung a load of those on. That's a good idea. We still need sweatshirts at the moment. Well, I've spent most of the day in a T-shirt and cardigan. It's not been too bad. I mean, where are we at the moment? 9 degrees outside right now, and it is, well, 8:54 at night, so it's not too bad right now. Quite a warm night. It's been quite a warm day. And speaking of which, I'll be up at 5 in the morning. I see Rish's wife has moved out. Yep. Thatcher had the upstairs enlarged when she got her third term as PM. Okay. I think it's very deceptive, Downing Street, isn't it? Number 10. It just looks like one of those old-fashioned townhouses, and it goes all the way back. Absolutely ginormous place. Good riddance to her. John Harris is in Essex. I never knew they got flats paid for them either. Whoever mentioned it, sorry, I'm listening while washing up. You're all right. Yeah. Jodie Pitt, hello to you. Good to see you. Shannon Lee took that back to California with her. What's that? The black T-shirt with my emblem on it. Is that right? Bridget's at 9 degrees as well. James, kind to answer Boris in Ukraine. NATO never sends media into places where they would be in danger. They leave that to the militia groups and amateurs. Yeah. Again, another point. We have to be. You know the channel. I never remember the full name, but it's Paz something or other. I saw something he put up about all that business earlier, and he can talk about it because he got demonetized. But he makes some very valid points about all of it and the way things are being looked at. And I suggest anyone go and have a read and listen to what he has to say, as he does have a point. I can never pass 9. I don't know. I know who he is. So, who we got here? Hello, Jan from Virginia, USA. Good to see you. Yes, she took my Andy shirt. Factual breakdown says. So I've got my boat race walking around California somewhere, have I? Past 4-9. That's it. Cheers, Alan Edge. I knew I was too. I actually watched that piece of footage this morning while I was hanging around. Hi, Christine Ayres. Good to see you. Washing up. I got a Sunday treat of putting dishwasher on. Yeah, we got one of those too. Judy Baldwin, I sent it to you, Andy. Yes, I think you did actually. Paul S. Shanghai, China. People screaming out the windows after a week of total lockdown. Well, they've had just about enough of it. I mean, did you see that sly comment that Boris made? You know, we won't rule out another lockdown. Well, yeah, okay, Boris. I thought all that crap had finished. Does that mean that you've snuck something through on the quiet while we've all been looking at old President Volodymyr overseas there? It's a little bit crazy. And I saw Katie Hopkins did a video mentioning UBI popping up in a couple of places as well. And I thought to myself, very, very strange. Would be good to have a slogan on a t-shirt which read "This way up" for when you visit the pub. I love it. Paz 49 Stag on, that's it. Cosmic Wartoad, that's the one. I can never remember the numbers. I'm doing good, thank you. I saw the Ecto 1 car today from Ghostbusters. It was crazy. Oh, wow. There's a video on somewhere. You know, the recent Ghostbusters movie they did. Now, I think they actually had the original Ecto 1 car from the original movies. And they literally ripped it to pieces and rebuilt it, completely refurbished the thing. Andy, do you watch the Reverend Simon Sideways? No, I don't. Maybe another one to add to the watch list. Hi, Divvy and Ringo. Got here armed with my cuppa. Good way to be. Jan, I can't remember why I subbed to your channel. What do you talk about? Anything and everything, to be quite honest with you. There's no set subject, really. These chats I do every day are literally just a chinwag. And it's you guys that basically generate what we talk about. I just sit here and I marshal the comments. It's just, a community gas, really. And you get other videos during the day as well about news articles. But thank you for subscribing, even though you can't remember why you did. John Harris, Andy, are you any good at singing? Don't even go there. Ask me mother. Christine Ayres, hi friend. Chrissy Williams, people are eating cats in the lockdown area of China. Sick. I mean, is that desperation or is that just typical behaviour? But sick either way. I think the Prime Minister and Chancellor have 3 homes when voted in Downing Street 9, 10 and 11 and the Chequers retreat. Okay, so that's 3 homes plus whatever they had to begin with. That's very interesting. Did you go to a car show? Was it just passing your way? Type in 1 if you want Andy to sing a song. No, don't do it. Put 2. My doggy just took all the stuffing out of his toy. So much for tough toys. Yeah, they do that, don't they? Wake up, people. Stephen Dalton. I think people are beginning to, Stephen. Definitely. We were hoping for Le Pen to upset the Apple car this evening. Well, it's been spoken about for ages, and I saw this random headline that Macron was in the lead. I thought, there's a freaking surprise. Establishment, Bosch again. But it could be a close run thing. Is it going to be another Trump type thing? I wonder. We'll have to see what happens with that one. But nothing had surprised me either way. What did your dad do for a living, Andy? He was in the army first, and then he was a police officer after. All in all, best part of 30 years between the two. If my laptop isn't fixed tomorrow, I'm ordering a new one and getting the old one off them. I'll get a computer engineer onto it. I thought you got a computer engineer on it already. Bridget, the Reverend is definitely one for you, Andy. Okay, I'll try and remember the name and check that out. Ghostbusters car is parked in a private driveway with private gates. Some lucky rich person owns it. I took my son to see all the Ghostbusters movies. I loved them. I mean, a lot of my science fiction type stuff goes to my uncle, really, in my childhood. I mean, it's my uncle that turned me into a Trekkie, for example. And I ended up getting into a load of other things like Space 1999 and all that sort of stuff. We won't comply with any lockdowns, as we know they did not work. It gets you in the end. It does. Case in point, sitting right here talking to you. And I'm sure it's caught out a few of you as well. Hi, Andy. Always love your chats. Very educational. Thanks, Harry. Always good to see you there. I'm glad Blood Nose put a 2. I appreciate that, and that's the only input I've seen to that one. I am not going to sing, don't you worry. Jan, this is a nice community, very nice people, and it's a very relaxing chat. Afterlife is really good. Not seen it. Know about it, but not seen it. No Wild Birds in China. Spider Log, 69,420. Not cats, my dad used to call it. Mugu Gai Bao. Oh, God. Jan, I'll be visiting the UK for a month beginning mid-May. Can't wait. I'll be on the Wirral. Okay. Well, that's good. People are travelling again. I think that's a very good thing. There was originally 15 houses in Downing Street, Andy. Okay. I didn't know the numbers. I know there's a back way into the place, which doesn't come on the television, but I spoke to a former Royal Protection Officer, which informed me of such a thing. Funny, because I found the speaker in the yard. Oh, I got the sniffles. Didn't even know it had one. Normally avoids one with them. Le Pen could be worse than Macron. She has some very extreme views, but I think she has more stories than Macron all day long. Yeah, sometimes it does take that extreme, leaders to sort out stuff, but we'll see what happens. Dad was a soldier too, Andy. I remember you telling me, Jody. I remember. Chrissy Williams, Alan, the China people seem to eat anything that moves. Yeah, I've seen some awful footage over time, I have to say. This is the daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby, everybody. If you haven't done so already, please give the live stream a thumbs up. It's just a chitter chatter after all, and it will help the algorithm, give the channel a bit of a boost. If you are new here and you've only just subscribed to Andy the Gabby Cabby, or sorry, if you're new here and started listening to Andy the Gabby Cabby, please consider subscribing. That'll be good. Give it a boost. And and there's if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can find all those in the link in the description as well. And let's get back to it. The original Ghostbusters was the best. It certainly was, Jan. That's definitely my favourite. Gary Reynolds, this uncle for science fiction. That's the one. Divian Ringo, Teddy carries a squeaker around in his mouth, just dreading he swallows one. His bark would sound funny. Yeah, you have to watch them, don't you? With the way they do that. Who mentioned Gremlins? Gremlins, brilliant. Bridget. Macron and Le Pen are in the runoff. More thumbs up, please. Yeah, come on, folks. Give it a smash. Pork or lamb, Frank says. Both. Not at the same time, but I take both. One of which with lashings of mint sauce. Got to be done. Mind you, I have mint sauce of everything. I saw Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in Stratford upon Avon. That's Alan Edge. Yeah, I think that one is about, isn't it? I really liked Afterlife. Love Gervais and his take on the stuck-up celebrities. Jan, yeah. I saw Ricky Gervais earlier. He was talking about the slap, the Smith slap at the Oscars and what happened, and his reaction was priceless. It's on there somewhere. One of my earliest memories was eating cherry tomatoes while watching Ghostbusters on VHS. I was born in 82. Sorry for the random comment. Well, I couldn't say cherry tomatoes, but I remember watching Ghostbusters on VHS, and I was born in 78. Can you remember Betamax? That's the thing. I remember when my parents split in the early 80s, and I used to go and see my dad there used to be a video shop up the high street, and used to take me up there and watch a video of something, and inevitably it was Star Trek or something like that. And that used to be the thing, and then go home. Mike Alligators, Andy, are you coming down with something? No, it's just the leftovers of the thing that I did come down with. It just floats around sometimes. I've got some Jakeman's cough and vapor sweet things that seem to do it, so that's all right. 69 hit the like button. Well, it's 76 now, so it must mean I'm a little bit behind the times. I really want to go to the UK for a month, but I fear being forced to get the jabberoons in order to return back, and I refuse. Well, then that'll ground you, won't it, Factual? Boris actually increased the 350 million a week figure for the NHS to 438. When the private sector takes over, they're going to take over with an overflowing bank account. Yeah, sadly, is that an inevitability? I don't know. But that's the way it seems to be. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but parts of the NHS have been privatised way back. And I had that as inside information a few years ago. And it's not necessarily started with the Tories. It's just been a whole agenda the whole way through. Harold Badir is in Ukraine. He's the guy from Norway who has like 5 million subs. He's very, very angry at what's happening, so he's taking part in relief efforts. I've got that channel, haven't I, Christine? I think you told me about it a while ago. I did subscribe. It would be great if Macron was defeated. Yeah, he is a bit of a plonker, isn't he? John Harris, I believe he used to be called Lucky. Geezer, Derek Owen, good to see you. I've got a week off work this week. A week is never long enough in my job. Does anybody on here want a cold? Because they can have mine, as I don't want one. Well, you don't want one of them at the week off, do you? Putting the kettle on again. Anyone for tea? No, I'm all right, Vivian. I'll stick with the old Coke. Hello, Beth Berry. I'm well, thank you. Matt Walton. There was a video yesterday at a Russian communications saying they butchered a dog for food. Apparently it was okay to eat. Oh, unbelievable, something that's going on. 2 smoking barrels, dog swallowed squeaky toy. Oh dear. Jurassic Park 1 was amazing. Shame they ruined it now with so many spinner. They do that, don't they, Christine, with all sorts of films. So they do one, it's a raging success, then they'll do another. And then they'll look at all the characters in all of the things and see which offshoots they can have about what characters. I mean, Disney's got all the Star Wars, and they've been doing that to that for God knows what. But this Obi-Wan Kenobi thing that's coming out, I'm looking forward to. Ian Fleming wrote the book, Andy. It's Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, wasn't it? I learnt that the other day, actually. I thought, wow. CIA used to put listening devices into cats. I didn't know that. Diddy and Ringo, yes please, milk, no sugar. Alan Pape, Kevin Macy, Andy. Where else are we? Let's see if we can have a bit of a catch up here. I'm lagging behind somewhat with the chats. Rented the Ghostbusters movies so my parents could watch with the kids. Absolutely brilliant. Hello, Fern Wright. Good to see you. Yeah, I haven't seen the most recent Ghostbusters film, but I saw the end scene, and they did something very clever indeed, which I thought was a good tribute to somebody. 18 more likes, please, to reach 100. Well, it's 13 now, so that's all good. People will start uprising like they did with the poll tax. I was only a kid when that happened, John Harris. I was 12, 13 years old maybe. But I remember the TV footage with everyone going nuts. And the poll tax suddenly disappeared, didn't it? And turned into, the council tax, which we have now. I mean, what happened to the good old-fashioned rates? You just paid an amount, you knew what you were paying, what it was for. All done, all done. Cough it up, Andy. Oh, I will, don't you worry. A Vauxhall Astra X registration is my next drawing, Andy. Okay. I love your imagination, Jody, how you just go across the whole spectrum of stuff, from a spaceship to a building to a train to a car, and just draw it. I think it's incredible. Incredible imagination. Tories let Shell pay zero tax on North Sea oil and gas last year. Instead, the Treasury actually paid them 92 million quid, but Shell paid the Norwegian government. Oh, yeah, and probably used our money to do so. The UK has relaxed their COVID rules. I don't have to fill in a passenger locator form, and no testing either. That's right, Jan. You can actually come here, and there's nothing of anything to worry about. You don't have to satisfy any conditions. The only kind of caveat there is going back home again. Where would you have to satisfy certain conditions? I had some people I dropped off that were going to Florida, and I think they had to take a lateral flow test before entry, but I don't think there was much of anything once they got there. That's the difference. Does anybody know about electronic voice phenomenon? No, I don't, Cosmic. Fill us in and shut that door. The new Kenobi series will be good, long overdue, and Hayden Christensen is back as Darth Vader, the younger version. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Putin's not been seen for 4 days. Yeah, there was a news article where he came to pay respects to another politician that was brown bread, and they made a big song and dance in the paper about saying he had his nuclear football with him. And I thought, well, that probably goes with him everywhere, just on the off chance. Well, stop trying to rattle our chains. But, did something happen in the interim? I don't know. Hello, Sand Dancer. I'm doing well. Good to see you. Let's carry on going down. Did anybody ever play Ghostbusters on the Commodore 64 or Sinclair Spectrum? I don't think I did, actually. There's a daredevil in the house. Maya he. Might even be Maya Spam. Daredevil, whoever you are. Time to go, I think. Sunday night. Ooh, yes, whatever. I have reference photos. Andy, Tony Whitworth. Andy, have you seen Rocky 17? No, I'm on Rocky 15, and I'm just catching up very slowly. I don't think anyone will comply with another. Nah, of course they won't. We're done with it. It's crazy. I counted 10 minutes between the doors shutting. Was it really that long? Someone needs to take him out. Yeah, definitely. I think it'll be one of his own eventually. Yes, thank you for dealing with that one. Factual breakdown. Might be a case of booting. Thank you. Bob Davies, spot on. What's Bob Davies said? I was Putin, the good guy. Yeah. Well, it's what people believe, isn't it? In the narrative. Anyone know Rocky's first name? Yes, Robert. Robert Balboa, and they called him Rocky. I think you learned that in the first couple of films, because you got Rocky Jr., who I think was Robert as well. My all-time favourite. Hello, Tony. I hope you're okay. Watch UK column. I love the new Batman movie. Has anyone here seen it? No, not yet. I never finished playing Sonic. I can't say I ever did as well. Hello, Neats. That's all right. You're here. That's the main thing. Tony Whitworth, I trust you've treated your body like a temple. You might be able to help Paz 49 and Penny Bunny out. There's a strange voice keeps being heard on Penny Bunny's live streams when Paz comes on, and we're trying to work out what it is. That sounds odd. That does sound odd. Christine Ayres, I'm watching Rambo 55. I never saw all of the last Rambo, and I think they need to stop there, but I have read reports there might be another one. There might be. I know, right? I feel every time I make tacos for my kids now, I used to drain the mince juices onto my dog food to give him a treat. He passed away about 16 years ago. Tommy, Christine, best Sonic game I played, Sonic Chaos. It was so cool to fight the Metal Sonic, except, oh no, I'm so sorry. I dread my little guy getting older. He's the love of my life. Yeah, part of the family, dogs, aren't they? Part of the family. Titanic 4. That's one. Well, one of the Ghostbusters films, the Titanic actually ended up arriving at New York after all, didn't it? That was one of the crazy things with that. Rocky, Rambo, Star Wars, all money makers because we keep watching. That's right, Blood Nose. I watched the recent trilogy of Star Wars films, and when we left after watching the last one, I turned around to my eldest son who I went there with, and I said, while I will watch the series that come out on the TV, I will never ever watch another Star Wars film ever again. I'm done. And he said to me, why is that? And I said, this is a story that started 40 years ago, which I followed all the way through, and it's just ended. And I don't want to see anymore because it will dilute that story. And, you know, I knew what that story was about. So I won't watch another one, although I will catch the TV series. That's another thing, Andy. Where we fly, he flies, and I would need to have him in the cabin with us. Yeah, not every airline does that, do they? They some of them can be quite fussy. Recent trilogy of Star Wars movies was crap. J.J. Abrams ruined it. The original 6 movies in Star Wars was the best. Yeah, I mean it was the fall and redemption, wasn't it, of Anakin Skywalker from the start to the end, really. You know, J.J. Abrams, he got hold of Star Trek as well, didn't he? And he's very good at lens flares and special effects and all that sort of thing, but I'm not overly impressed, really. I mean, there's going to be a remastered version of Star Trek Voyager coming out, and I saw that Abrams' name is attached to that, and I thought, for fuck's sake, leave it alone. By all means, update all the special effects and everything, but no, don't meddle with those stories. Totally agreed, like Andy said. The new movies dilute the original stories. I haven't watched any new Star Trek, and I'm glad. Well, I watched Discovery, and I'm bored with it. It's very wokey to me now, and it's got worse as it's gone along. I'm looking forward to Strange New Worlds. That looks good. And I've been following Picard only because of nostalgia, really. But even that's a little bit. I mean, this season there's a hell of a lot of throwbacks, Easter eggs to previous Star Trek things. It seems to be everywhere you turn. So I'm not too sure, really. But I'll stay with it. But Discovery, no, I've gone off that one, I'm afraid. Another guilty pleasure, Escape from New York. Oh, that's a classic film, that, isn't it? Did that have Ernest Borgnine in as a taxi driver? Babylon 5 reboot on the cards. Cannot understand what brilliant new ideas could be brought to that. I don't get it either. Anna Perkins, Bruce Boxleitner. If you're a Babylon 5 fan, you'll know who he is. Posted something about this a while back, and I thought, why mess with it? It was a series all of its own. You don't need to go there. You don't need to do it. But again, is it money talks? Probably. Yes. Ticonderoga, New York. I really want to go there. I know exactly who you mean. That's James. Is it Crawley Hawley? The Elvis impersonator and the big Star Trek fan, because he did have his own fan base series on YouTube, and then all the licensing and everything came in, and they had to stop what they were doing, and that was all over the Axonar business, and then they turned theirs into a licensed James Crawley. That's right. I couldn't remember if it was Crawley or Hawley. And they turned it into a licensed, actual, proper recreation of the original sets, and I thought that was wonderful. This is the Daily Chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Good to see everybody here. If you haven't done so already, give the thumbs up a hit. Let's get it up to 100 likes. We only need a couple more. If you've only just join the channel as well, please consider subscribing. We're here every day doing different bits and pieces, so it'd be good to see you all. And if you want to support the channel in other ways as well, you can look in the description field underneath and see what's what. So that's all good. I mean, one valid suggestion tonight, someone wants summer t-shirts with an Andy slogan on, so we'll have to try and think of that somehow. Yes, I said Axonar, and somebody mentioned Alec Peters. I think we're on the same wavelength there, and we know what that was all about. This supposed Star Trek series that's in permanent states of development and never quite gets there. But you could blame the convicts for that, which apparently was done at some point, but not very impressive. Adrian Converoy, hello to you. Good to see you. I love Neats. Yes, Blood Nose. Very good point. But we understand one another. I get the impression that you and I follow the same things, and I won't say it either. But you're all right to think it, as long as it doesn't come out here. Harry Harlow, he made a good choice. It's Factual Breakdown. Love the film Pretty Woman. Yeah, that's one of your favourites, isn't it, Mum? Zelensky is a cousin of George Soros, Pentagon. My God, I didn't know that. I guess we all do now. Tommy Moore, you lie. Who lies? Who lies, Tommy Moore? You say. Tony Whitworth, agree with your comments. Tony Blair. Yeah, no idea why it was cancelled in the first place. 103 likes. Factual Breakdown. Love that. As we're going back into films again. Yes. Has anybody on here ever felt like going on a falling down? What's that, I wonder? Keith James, Never You Understood. Favourite film, Pretty Woman. Nice bit of... Yes, Tommy Moore. Dan Teeny, hello to you. Good to see you. How's your boy's new car? Don't ask. Let's just say particulars of claim and leave it there. That's going to get rather messy very soon. Never seen falling down. Partygate liver cake. Right. I'm going to wrap it up, I think, folks, because we're at 55 minutes coming up, and I'm starting to get full of snot and sniff again. I wanted to try and make the hour, but I've been bottoming out at 40 minutes lately. I'm starting to feel this go, so I'm going to call it a day, I think. Thank you for coming along. And as I said, please subscribe. Uh, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you smack that like button on the way out. I'll try and get you some content on tomorrow again, and we'll be back at some point later tomorrow with the live stream as well. And again, I think this pre-scheduling of the live stream works, where you get some kind of warning that I'm on. You can join it before I arrive, so I'll continue to try and do that. In the background, I was using Streamlabs, but Streamlabs doesn't seem to work anymore. I don't know whether it's a problem with me, an update or whatever, so I've got to look at alternatives, and then I can get the stream going on Facebook again as well, because someone commented that it wasn't on there. So, you know, we'll deal with all that. Anyway, enough yakking. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us today, this evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Toodaloo.